It's ClipperBlog Live Playoff Preview Edition. Andrew Hahn here with Nick Flint. Nick, let's get started. Memphis has been on a 6-game winning streak heading into the playoffs. How much momentum do they have?
I'm going to say 0 to none. That 6-game winning streak has come against bad teams, closely contested against those bad teams. And also, I think DJ or someone mentioned on a podcast recently that there's basically no correlation between being on a hot streak late in terms of regular season wins and success in the playoffs. You know, you're dealing with an individual matchup. You just look at, how each team did throughout the season. You can't really look last 5-10 games, however many it is, and get a good result.
That was me quoting Tom Haberstroh, so just cleaning that
that's
up
who it
there.
was.
So with that 6-game winning streak, the Clippers lost their final 2, and they actually flip-flopped the 4 and the 5 seed, so the Clippers are starting out on the road now. How much of an advantage do you think Memphis has being the 4 seed and having home court?
Well, again, via our stat man, you apparently now, there isn't much of an advantage in terms of home court between the 4 and 5. Yeah, don't let me say 5 and 6.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
The 4 and the 5, and then also the Clippers had success in the regular season against the Grizzlies. I think it was 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
2-1 in the regular season series in favor of the Clippers. So I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue, especially if the if the playoff series doesn't go 7 games.
Okay. Memphis has, I wouldn't say they're serious issues, but they've been dealing with a couple of issues to their key guys lately. Do you think that's going to affect them at all?
I think it could. You're talking about Pondexter in terms of a defensive player who's going to need mobility. He had some kind of knee thing. Marc Gasol bumped knees with somebody. He's played through it. He's played through earlier this season an ankle injury that actually hid from the team, and I think that slowed him down in the second half of the season. He's been slowing down in general. He's played, I think, the second most minutes among all centers. So if I'm Memphis, I'm worried about him in terms of wear and tear. And then Zach Randolph obviously has not been the same. He's missed most of the season. So.
Okay. A lot of the analysts have been saying that this is going to be a hotly contested series. It'll go 6, if not 7. A lot of people are saying 7 games, regardless of who they pick as the winner. Do you think that it's definitely going to go that way? Could it be a little bit shorter?
Well, nothing is definite, Andrew. Life is indefinitely. No, that's a horrible answer. But I think it will be hotly contested. I can agree in regards to that. Not so much in terms of the series length. I think we could see something similar to Chicago and the Pacers last playoffs, where you had, I think, a 5-game series, but almost every game was extremely close, came down to the fourth quarter. And similar in regards to Denver and Oklahoma City last year in the West, too. I don't think it's going to go 7. I would say 6 at the very most.
Okay. Memphis will win this series if what?
Hate these. I'm going to say if Zach Randolph takes a half step back towards where he was in the playoffs last season, because Blake Griffin in the regular season had a lot of success against the Grizzlies. They're going to have to counteract that somehow, because we know that Chris Paul is going to be in playoff mode.
Well, how big of a half step do you think that is? Do you think Zach Randolph was close to last season, or a little bit further off?
If you look at PR, then he's at I think 18, whereas last season, over the course of the season, he was like a 20. What does that really tell you? He hasn't been scoring as efficiently. He hasn't rebounded as well. I think the scoring for them is going to be more important than his rebounding, because the team as a whole has stepped up on the glass, but they're going to need extra help scoring, even against the Clippers. But
all right. Last one. The Clippers will win this series if...
Picking Chris Paul is too easy, so I'll say if their zone is successful, if they can rebound out of the zone well, and then if they can contain the Grizzlies' basically 2.5 shooters and O.J. Mayo and Mike Conley, and then you've got like a Rudy Gay who can hit somewhat consistently from long range.
Okay. Nick Flint, thanks for joining us.